Hello friends, in this session I will discuss the previous year questions which have been asked in Civil Services Prelims examination. These questions belong to physical geography and the first portion which I will cover here is climatology. The next question, variations in the length of daytime and night time from season to season are due to. I told you the variations in the length of day and night happen due to apparent movement of overhead sun between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. During summer solstice, that is on 21st June, sun rays fall vertically over Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north latitude. That's why there are longer days and shorter nights in northern hemisphere and longer nights and shorter days in southern hemisphere. Correct? On 22nd December, sun is vertical at Tropic of Capricorn. That means there is summer in southern hemisphere, winter in northern hemisphere. As you all know, summer means long day and short night, winter means long night and short day. So on 22nd December, because there is summer in southern hemisphere, that's why days are longer, nights are shorter. Okay. And in northern hemisphere on 22nd December, there are winters, means long night and short day. So seasons are explanation for variation in length of day and night. Correct? And seasons happen due to apparent movement of overhead sun. Why it appears to an observer on Earth's surface that sun is moving? Actually, sun is not migrating north and south, but for an observer on Earth's surface, it appears that overhead sun changes its location. It happens because Earth revolves around sun with tilted axis. Let me show you here. Imagine this is sun. Let's say this is Earth. This is axis of rotation, North Pole. This is South Pole. So at this, when Earth is like this, North Pole is tilted away from sun. In this position, the light covers Earth's surface like this. Correct? Means this is equator, 0 degree latitude. So sunlight is falling vertically over southern hemisphere. Why? Because North Pole is tilted away from sun. But after 6 months, when Earth is on opposite side, it's like this. North Pole now tilted towards sun, South Pole away from sun. So this time the zone of light is like this. Zone of light is like this. This is equator, 0 degree latitude. So zone of light this time is like this. Means sun rays fall vertically over northern hemisphere. So the length of day and night or seasons happen. Length of day and night, as I told you, changes with season, and seasons happen due to apparent movement of sun, and that happens because Earth revolves around sun with tilted axis. Okay. So what is correct statement in this question? Earth's rotation is not correct here. So this is incorrect statement. Earth's revolution around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Orbit has nothing to do with seasons. Seasons happen due to tilted axis. So second statement is also incorrect. Latitudinal position of the place. No. D, revolution of the Earth on a tilted axis. So length of day and night that changes with due to revolution of Earth on its tilted axis. Okay. Latitudinal position although also determines the length of day and night, but here they are talking about seasonal variation. Okay, and this seasonal variation is because of Earth's revolution on which axis? Tilted axis. So D is the correct statement for this question. The next question is annual range of temperature in the interior of the continents is high as compared to coastal areas. What is or are the reasons? The first statement is thermal difference between land and water. Definitely, this is correct. The land and water, they differ thermally. As I told you, water has higher specific heat. That's why the process of cooling during winter and heating during summer is very slow over the oceanic surface or water surface. Continental rocks have very low specific heat. They are quickly heated during summertime and quickly cool down during the winter time. Okay, that's why there is a high range of temperature in continental areas and low range of temperature in the oceanic area. So this is correct statement. Variation in altitude between continents and oceans. The altitude may reduce the temperature, but it does not control this annual range of temperature which is found in continental areas. Correct? So this is not the factor. 3. Presence of strong winds in the interior of the continents. No, it is incorrect. In continental interiors, even the winds are very calm. The strong winds are observed in coastal areas, not in interior part of continents. And 4th is heavy rains in the interior as compared to coast. This is again incorrect, because the rain happens heavily in coastal areas, not in the interior parts of continents. Always remember, possibility of rain is inversely related to distance from the sea. Coastal areas, they experience higher rain because winds which reach in these areas have higher moisture content. By the time winds reach to the interior part of continent, they shed most of the moisture, they become dry, and that's the reason why continental interiors are mostly dry. They are semi-arid, arid or subhumid. Okay. So 4th is also incorrect. So in this question, the correct answer is A. Only first statement explains high annual range of temperature in continental areas. This property of continents is called as continentality. So the reason behind continentality is thermal difference between land and sea. The next question is, during the thunderstorm, the thunder in the skies is produced by. Thunder, which is associated with thunderstorms, happens due to sudden expansion and contraction of air. What causes sudden expansion and contraction of atmospheric air during thunderstorm? That is lightning. When there is thunderstorm, the air currents are very strong. The air currents are ascending type and very strong type of currents. Correct? And these ascending air currents, they generate collision between water droplets and ice crystals. This collision between water droplets and ice crystals, which is called as turbulence, is the reason behind development of layers of charges in the cloud. Imagine this is Earth's surface. This is Earth's surface. During thunderstorm, cumulonimbus clouds are created. The top of cloud is icy zone, which is present in upper troposphere and stratosphere, and lower part of cloud is present in lower troposphere at the height of around 2 kilometers. So what happens due to turbulence, due to strong ascending currents, what happens? Charges are produced. Positive charges, they accumulate in the upper layer of the cloud, and negative charges, they develop in the lower layers of cloud. When this difference of charges, the potential difference becomes very high, there is sudden discharge, sudden flow of current in the cloud, and this sudden flow of current in the cloud, that is called as lightning. Due to lightning, lot of heat is produced and temperature of air increases suddenly by more than 2000 degrees Celsius. Correct? Sudden heating of the air around the lightning bolt. And due to heating, there is sudden thermal expansion of the air. As air expands thermally, in surrounding areas it is compressed. So kind of expansion contraction wave is produced. This wave, which is characterized by expansion, rhythmic expansion and contraction of air, produces sound, and this sound is called as thunder. Correct? So thunder is produced due to thermal expansion and contraction of air, and that happens due to what? Lightning in the cloud. Lightning happens due to flow of charge within cumulonimbus cloud. So let's check the options. Meeting of cumulonimbus clouds in the sky. No, that is not the reason behind lightning or thunder. Lightning that separates the nimbus clouds. No, again incorrect. Although nimbus clouds are characterized by lightning, but lightning does not separate two clouds. Lightning happens within the cloud. Okay, so this is also incorrect statement. Violent upward movement of air and water particles. Indirectly it is correct, but directly it does not cause thunder, because the violent upward movement of air and water, that is basically the reason behind, you know what, lightning. But lightning sometimes may not produce the thunder. Okay, so normally also the ascending currents may be strong, but they do not guarantee the thunder. Thunder happens when there is significant thermal expansion of air, and that happens because of a strong lightning bolt within the cloud. So technically all the three statements are incorrect. So D is the correct option. The correct answer would have been thermal expansion and contraction of air due to lightning in a cumulonimbus cloud. That is the correct statement. That is correct explanation for thunder in the thunderstorms. Now the next question is again about a particular climatic region. The climate is extreme, rainfall is scanty, and the people used to be nomadic herders. The above statement best describes which of the following regions? African savanna, Central Asian steppes, North American prairies, and Siberian tundra. The correct answer will be Central Asian steppes. The Central Asia is a semi-arid steppe region with sparse type of grasses. This region has multiple nomadic herders like Kazakhs, Kalmuks, Uzbek, Kyrgyz. Okay, all these tribals practice what? Nomadic herding, means they rear the animals and depend on natural pastures and water bodies for grazing their animals. Correct? They do not cultivate fodder crops. So they keep moving with their animals in search of water and grasses. Okay? So this is the correct statement about Central Asian steppes. And it is also linked with Indian history actually. Indian subcontinent had been invaded multiple times by the nomadic herders of Central Asia. Always remember the Central Asian steppes, they are semi-arid region. So risk of drought is very high, high risk of drought. Correct? And due to high risk of drought, whenever there is a drought in that region, you know, people of this region emigrate to surrounding areas. They attacked Indian subcontinent in the past, and that led to multiple waves of invasions and migrations into India, which made India a culturally diversified kind of country. Okay, so that led to cultural amalgamation and over the time cultural enrichment. So that's why this question is important. Central Asia that has significantly influenced Indian history. Correct? The nomadic herdsmen of Central Asia, they attacked India, the Northwest India specifically, multiple times. So related questions were asked multiple times in mains examination by the UPSC. Okay, so Central Asian steppe, that area explains the statement. Nomadic herders, rainfall is low and conditions are extreme. Extreme means continentality is there. Hot summers, very cold winters. So annual range of temperature is high because this area lies in the interior part of continent. Correct? So the extreme conditions are present in only areas which are far away from the sea. And this is the only region which is far away from the sea. That's why extreme conditions are experienced in this area. So that is about Central Asian steppe. The next question is, normally there is a statement, Normally the temperature decreases with the increase in height from Earth's surface, because means why temperature decreases with height from the Earth's surface. This is true for major part of atmosphere, which is called as troposphere. Troposphere contains more than 75% of atmospheric gases, more than 99% of atmospheric water vapor and particulates. Okay, so this statement is talking about troposphere, which is major layer of atmosphere. The atmosphere can be heated upwards only from Earth's surface. Yes, this is true for troposphere or lower atmosphere. It is heated by Earth's surface only through terrestrial radiation, and that's why as we move away from Earth's surface, we gain the height, temperature decreases. If this area would have been heated by direct solar radiation, temperature would have increased with height. So definitely this is one of the reason why temperature in the atmosphere generally decreases with height. So correct statement. Second, there is more moisture in the upper atmosphere. This is incorrect. Most of the moisture is present in lower layers of atmosphere. As I told you, around 99% of atmospheric water vapor is present in troposphere up to the height of around 10 kilometers. Correct? So this is incorrect statement. The third statement, the air is less dense in upper atmosphere. See, the air is less dense in upper atmosphere means concentration of greenhouse gases is lower in upper atmosphere, and that also explains the fall in temperature with height. Near the ground, the density of greenhouse gases is very high. Greenhouse gases trap terrestrial radiation and re-radiate it. Re-radiation of heat in the form of infrared rays by the greenhouse gases is the main source of heating in lower layers of atmosphere. With height, as density of greenhouse gases decreases, the re-radiation of heat by them decreases, and that is the main reason why temperature decreases with height. So in this question, first statement and third statement are correct. So C is the correct answer for question number 14. Correct? Thank you.